This is a quick recap video of chapter oscillation. So let's start with periodic motion. A motion which repeats itself over and over again after a regular interval of time is called a periodic function. Now next is oscillatory motion. A motion in which a body moves back and forth repeatedly about a fixed point called its mean position is called oscillatory or vibratory motion. Next is periodic function. Any function that repeats its value at regular intervals of its argument is called a periodic function. The following sine and cosine these are periodic functions with t. Ft is equals to sine 2 pi t upon capital T and gt equals to cos 2 pi t upon capital T. The periodic functions which can be represented by a sine or a cosine curve are called harmonic functions. All harmonic functions are necessarily periodic, but all periodic functions are not harmonic. And the periodic functions which cannot be repeated by single sine or cosine function are called non-harmonic functions. Next is Fourier's theorem. Two infinite sets of periodic functions with period t are first fn t equals to sine 2 pi n t upon capital T, and where n equals to 1, 2, 3, 4 and up to n, and gn t equals to cos 2 pi n t upon capital T, where n is from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Fourier theorem states that any periodic function, this ft with period t, can be expressed as the unique combination of sine and cosine functions, this and this, with suitable coefficients. Mathematically, this will be equals to b naught plus summation bn cos n omega t plus summation an sin n omega t, where omega is equals to 2 pi upon t. The coefficients b naught, b1, b2 and a1, a2, a3 are called Fourier coefficients. The special case of Fourier theorem in which only a1 and b1 are non-zero represents harmonic, simple harmonic motion SHM. So this is the equation. Ft is equals to a1 sin 2 pi t upon t plus b1 cos 2 pi t upon capital T. Now let's understand simple harmonic motion. A particle is said to be execute simple harmonic motion if it moves to and fro about a mean position under the action of a restoring force which is directly proportional to its displacement from the mean position and is always directed towards the mean position. If the displacement of the oscillating particle from the mean position is small, then restoring force is directly proportional to a displacement. F is proportional to x. Or we can say that F will be equals to minus kx, where this k is a positive constant called force constant or spring constant and is defined as the restoring force produced per unit displacement. The negative sign shows that the restoring force always acts in the opposite direction of displacement x. The above equation defines simple harmonic motion. Now next is oscillation or cycle. One complete back and forth motion of a particle is called a cycle or vibration or oscillation. Next is displacement. If it is the distance of the oscillating particle from the mean position at any instant, it is denoted by x. Now amplitude. The maximum displacement of the oscillating particle on either side of its mean position is called its amplitude. Thus, x max will be plus minus a. Now, next is time period. It is the time taken by a particle to complete one oscillation about its mean position. It is denoted by capital T. Next is frequency. It is the number of oscillations completed per second by a particle about its mean position. It is denoted by nu. This is nu. And this is equals to reciprocal of time period. Nu will be equals to 1 by t. Frequency is measured in hertz, and 1 hertz is equals to 1 oscillation per second. And now next is angular frequency. It is the quantity obtained by multiplying a frequency by a factor of 2 pi. It is denoted by omega. So omega will be equals to 2 pi nu, will be equals to 2 pi upon t. Now next is phase. The phase of a vibrating particle at any instant gives the state of the particle as regards its position and the direction of motion at that instant, and it is denoted by phi. Now next is initial phase or epoch. The phase of a vibrating particle corresponding to the time t equals to 0 is called the initial phase or epoch. It is denoted by phi naught. Now next is phase difference. The phase difference between two vibrating particles tells the lack of harmony in the vibrating states of the two particles at any instant. Now, relationship between simple harmonic motion and uniform circular motion. Simple harmonic motion is the projection of uniform circular motion upon a diameter of a circle. This circle is called the reference circle, and the particle which revolves around along it is called the reference particle or generating particle. Next topic is displacement in simple harmonic motion. In a simple harmonic motion, the displacement of a particle from its equilibrium position at any instant t is given by this equation: xt equals to a cos omega t plus phi. Here this a is amplitude of the displacement, and the quantity omega t plus phi naught is the phase of the motion, and phi naught is the initial phase. When the time is measured from the mean position, xt equals to a sin omega t, and when the time is measured from the extreme position, xt will be equals to a cos omega t. Now the angular frequency omega, frequency nu, and time period capital T of the motion are given by omega equals to under root a upon x, or omega will be equals to under root k upon m, and nu will be equals to 1 by t, which will be equals to 1 upon 2 pi under root a by x, or nu will be equals to 1 by 2 pi under root k by m, and t will be equals to 2 pi in the under root displacement upon acceleration will be equals to 2 pi under root x upon a, or t will be equals to 2 pi under root initial phase. This is inertia factor. This is inertia factor upon spring factor, and which will be equals to 2 pi in the under root m upon k. Now next is velocity in simple harmonic motion. It is the rate of change of displacement of the particle at any instant. It is given by v equals to dx upon dt, which will be equals to d upon dt in the bracket a cos omega t plus phi naught, which will be equals to minus omega a sin omega t plus phi naught, will be equals to minus omega under root a square minus x square. The maximum value of velocity is called velocity amplitude, which will be denoted by Vm, and Vm of the motion. Thus Vm will be equals to omega a, which will be equals to 2 pi upon t into a. At the mean position, particle velocity Vm will be equals to omega a, and at the extreme point, particle velocity will be 0. Now let's understand acceleration in simple harmonic motion. It is the rate of change of the velocity of the particle at any instant. It is given by a is equals to dv upon dt equals to d upon dt in the bracket minus omega a sin in the bracket omega t plus phi naught, which will be equals to minus omega square a cos omega t plus phi naught equals to minus omega square x. So from this we can conclude that a is directly proportional to x. Now the maximum value of acceleration of particle is called acceleration amplitude, denoted by am, which will be equals to omega square a, and at the mean position particle acceleration is 0, and at the extreme position particle acceleration am equals to omega square a. Now, phase relationship between displacement, velocity and acceleration. In simple harmonic motion, the particle velocity is ahead of displacement by pi by 2 radian, while acceleration is ahead by the displacement by pi radian. Next is energy of SHM. If a particle of mass small m executes SHM, then at a displacement x from the mean position, the particle possesses potential and kinetic energy. At any displacement small x, potential energy will be equals to half m omega square x square, which will be equals to half kx square, and this kinetic energy will be equals to half m omega square in the bracket a minus x square equals to 1 by 2 k in the bracket a square minus x square. So the total energy will be summation of potential energy and kinetic energy u plus k, which will be equals to 1 by 2 m omega square a square equals to 2 pi square mv square a square. If there is no friction, the total mechanical energy, this E equals to u plus k of the system, remains constant even though k and u changes. Now, motion of a massless loaded spring. When a mass small m it is attached to a massless spring and pulled downwards, it executes SHM if L is the extension in the spring on attaching mass m and k is its force constant, then the time period of the SHM executed by the spring will be given by this expression. T is equals to 2 pi under root L upon G, which will be equals to 2 pi under root M upon K. Now, spring cut into parts. If we divide the spring of spring constant K into n equal parts, the spring constant of each part becomes Nk. Hence, the time period when the same mass small m is suspended from each part is T equals to 2 pi under root M upon Nk. Now, springs connected in series. If two springs of spring constants K1 and K2 are connected in series, then the spring constant K of the combination is given by 1 by K is equals to 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2, or K will be equals to K1 K2 upon K1 plus K2. Therefore, T will be equals to 2 pi in the under root M K1 plus K2 upon K1 K2. Springs connected in parallel. If two springs of spring constant K1 and K2 are connected in parallel, then the spring constant K of combination will be K is equals to K1 plus K2. Therefore, T is equals to 2 pi under root M upon K1 plus K2. Next is simple pendulum. A simple pendulum is a heavy point mass suspended by a weightless, inextensible and a perfectly flexible spring from a rigid support about which it can vibrate freely. The distance between the point of suspension and the point of oscillation is called the length of the pendulum, which is represented by L. When the metallic bob is displaced from the mean position, it executes SHM. So the time period which is equals to 2 pi under root L upon G. Now, seconds pendulum. A seconds pendulum is a pendulum whose time period is 2 seconds and its length is 99.3 centimeter. Now, motion of a liquid in a U-tube. When a liquid of density rho and contained in a U-tube up to height h is depressed, it executes simple harmonic motion of time period T is equals to 2 pi under root h upon G. Next is motion of a body dropped in a tunnel dug along the diameter of Earth. When a body is dropped in a tunnel dug along the diameter of the Earth, it executes simple harmonic motion. If r is the radius of the Earth, then its time period is equals to 2 pi under root r upon small g. Next is motion of a body floating in a liquid. When a body made of material of density rho and total vertical length capital L floats in a liquid of density rho such that its length h is submerged in the liquid, it executes SHM on being pushed into the liquid. So T will be equals to 2 pi under root rho L upon sigma G is equals to 2 pi under root H upon G. Now, free oscillations. If a body capable of oscillation is slightly displaced from its position of equilibrium and then released, it starts oscillating with the frequency of its own. Such oscillations are called free oscillation. The frequency with which a body oscillates is called the natural frequency and is given by V0 is equals to 1 upon 2 pi under root k upon m. Here a body continues to oscillate with constant amplitude and fixed frequency. Now next is damped oscillations. The oscillations in which the amplitude decreases gradually with the passage of time are called damped oscillation. The energy of a real oscillator decreases because a part of its mechanical energy is used in doing work against the frictional force and is lost as heat. If the damping force is given by Fd is equals to minus Bv, where V is the velocity of the oscillator and B is the damping constant, then the displacement of the oscillator is given by xt will be equals to A e to the power minus bt upon 2m into cos in the bracket omega dash t plus phi, where this omega dash is the angular frequency of the damped oscillator and this omega is given by this expression, which is equals to under root k upon m minus b square upon 4m square. If the damping constant is small, then omega dash nearly equals to omega, where the omega is the angular frequency of the undamped oscillator. The mechanical energy E of the oscillator is given by this expression. Et is equals to half k a square into e to the power minus bt upon m. Next is forced oscillations. When a body oscillates under the influence of an external periodic force, not with its own natural frequency, but the frequency of external periodic force, its oscillations are said to be forced oscillations. Next is resonant oscillations. It is a particular case of the forced oscillations in which the frequency of the deriving force is equal to the natural frequency of the oscillator itself, and the amplitude of the oscillations is greatest. Such oscillations are called resonant oscillations, and this phenomenon is called resonance. Now, next is coupled oscillations. A system of two or more oscillators linked together in such a way that there is mutual exchange of energy between them is called a coupled oscillator. The oscillations of such a system are called coupled oscillations. Thank you.